Good evening, everyone. Have you ever wondered about the incredible tales and secrets behind the 7 wonders of the world? Tonight, we're exploring the fascinating history, myths, and lesser-known facts about these ancient marvels. The 7 wonders of the ancient world are legendary monuments celebrated for their extraordinary architecture, artistic grandeur, and sheer scale. They were masterpieces of human ingenuity and creativity, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire awe. But beyond their well-known stories, each wonder holds mysteries and surprising details that often go unnoticed. Our journey begins with the Great Pyramid of Giza, the only wonder still standing today. Built around 2560 BC for the pharaoh Khufu, this colossal structure was the tallest man-made edifice in the world for over 3,800 years. What's astonishing is the precision with which it was constructed using over 2.3 million limestone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. The pyramid aligns almost perfectly with the cardinal points of the compass, showcasing the ancient Egyptians' advanced understanding of astronomy and engineering. But did you know that the Great Pyramid was once covered in highly polished Torah limestone, making it gleam brilliantly under the sun? These casing stones would have given the pyramid a smooth, reflective surface visible from miles away, earning it the name Ikit, which means glorious light. Unfortunately, most of these casing stones were removed over the centuries to build other structures, but a few can still be seen at the pyramid's base. Additionally, the pyramid's internal structure is just as fascinating. The Great Pyramid contains a complex system of passages and chambers, including the King's Chamber, Queen's Chamber, and the Grand Gallery. One of the most intriguing features is the so-called air shafts, which some researchers believe might have had astronomical or ritualistic purposes. The pyramid's construction techniques, including the transportation and placement of massive stones, remain a subject of debate and wonder. Next, we move to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which, despite being one of the most famous wonders, are shrouded in mystery. According to legend, they were built by King Nebuchadnezzar II for his homesick wife, Artemis, who longed for the green hills and valleys of her homeland. These gardens were said to be an extraordinary feat of engineering, with lush terraces, exotic plants, and waterfalls sustained by an advanced irrigation system. However, the very existence of the Hanging Gardens is still debated among historians. Unlike the other wonders, there are no definitive archaeological remains or contemporary Babylonian texts describing them. Some scholars suggest they might have been a poetic invention or even located in Nineveh, not Babylon. Recent theories propose that if they did exist, the gardens relied on a sophisticated series of pumps and aqueducts to lift water from the Euphrates River to the elevated terraces. The description of the gardens comes from later Greek and Roman writers, who spoke of a multi-tiered structure with plants cascading down like a green mountain. If they were real, the gardens would have required an ingenious system of irrigation, perhaps using the Archimedes screw to raise water. This technological marvel would have been a testament to the advanced engineering skills of the Babylonians. Moving on, we have the statue of Zeus at Olympia, created by the renowned sculptor Phidias around 435 BC. This colossal statue stood over 40 feet tall and depicted Zeus seated on his throne, adorned with gold and ivory. It was housed in the Temple of Zeus and was considered the epitome of Greek artistic achievement. What you might not know is that the statue of Zeus was not just a symbol of divine power, but also a political statement. The opulence of the statue reflected the wealth and artistic prowess of the city of Olympia. Phidias's workshop, where he created this masterpiece, has been excavated, revealing tools and molds used in the construction, providing insight into the techniques of ancient Greek sculptors. The statue itself was a blend of materials. Ivory plates covered the body to represent flesh, and gold sheets adorned the robe and throne. The throne was inlaid with precious stones, ebony, and ivory, and decorated with relief carvings depicting Greek gods and mythological scenes. The statue's sheer scale and intricate detail made it a marvel of ancient artistry, though it was eventually lost, likely destroyed in a fire in the 5th century AD. Our next stop is the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, a magnificent structure built to honor the goddess of the hunt and fertility. Completed around 550 BC, the temple was renowned for its grand scale and ornate decorations, featuring 127 columns, each 60 feet tall. It was not only a place of worship, but also a marketplace and a cultural center. Few people know that the Temple of Artemis was rebuilt multiple times due to destruction by flood, arson, and invasion. The most infamous incident occurred in 356 BC when a man named Herostratus set it on fire, seeking to immortalize his name. In response, the Ephesians made it illegal to mention his name, a decree that ironically ensured his infamy. The final iteration of the temple stood for over 600 years before being destroyed by a mob in 401 AD. The temple's grandeur was described by ancient writers as surpassing all other wonders of the ancient world. Its massive size and the exquisite sculptures that adorned its facades made it a center of artistic achievement. Excavations at Ephesus have uncovered the temple's foundations and fragments of its columns, offering a glimpse into its former glory. Now, let's visit the mausoleum at Halicarnassus, built as a tomb for Mausolus, a satrap of the Persian Empire, and his wife, Artemisia. Completed around 350 BC, the mausoleum was an architectural marvel standing approximately 148 feet tall, adorned with intricate sculptures and reliefs created by some of the greatest artists of the time. Interestingly, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus is the source of the term mausoleum used today to describe grand tombs. Its blend of Greek, Egyptian, and Lycian architectural styles represented the cultural fusion of the Hellenistic period. Despite its eventual destruction by a series of earthquakes, the mausoleum's influence on funerary architecture has endured through the ages. The tomb was designed to be both a burial place and a monument, with a large base supporting a stepped pyramid topped by a chariot statue. The detailed reliefs depicted scenes of battle and the achievements of Mausolus, showcasing the artistry and craftsmanship of its creators. The British Museum houses some of the surviving sculptures, providing a glimpse into its original splendor. Our penultimate wonder is the Colossus of Rhodes, a towering statue of the sun god Helios, erected around 80 BC to celebrate Rhodes' victory over Cyprus. Standing approximately 98 feet tall, it was one of the tallest statues of the ancient world, and according to legend, it straddled the harbor entrance of Rhodes, though this is likely a myth. What many don't know is that the Colossus stood for only 56 years before being toppled by an earthquake. Despite this, it remained in ruins for centuries, with the fallen statue still drawing visitors from afar. The sheer scale of the Colossus inspired later monumental sculptures, including the Statue of Liberty, which is often referred to as a modern counterpart. The Colossus was constructed using bronze plates over an iron framework, a technique similar to modern engineering methods. The base was made of white marble, and the statue itself was so large that few could believe it was made by human hands. Though it was never rebuilt, its legacy as a symbol of triumph and human ingenuity lives on. Finally, we arrive at the Lighthouse of Alexandria, also known as the Pharos of Alexandria. Built around 80 BC on the small island of Pharos, this lighthouse guided sailors safely into the busy harbor of Alexandria, Egypt. Standing between 100 and 130 meters tall, it was one of the tallest man-made structures in the world for many centuries. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was not just a beacon for ships. It was also a symbol of the city's wealth and technological prowess. The lighthouse featured 3 tiers: a square base, an octagonal middle section, and a cylindrical top with a statue of Zeus or Poseidon at its summit. Remarkably, the light was produced by a furnace at the top, and mirrors were used to project the light far out to sea. The lighthouse was severely damaged by earthquakes in the 14th century and eventually became an abandoned ruin. The structure was so renowned that its name, Pharos, became the root word for lighthouses in many languages. Its construction combined the latest technological advancements with impressive architectural design, making it a marvel of ancient engineering. Though it no longer stands, its influence on lighthouse design is evident in structures built throughout history. The legacy of the seven wonders of the ancient world is a testament to human creativity, ambition, and the desire to leave a lasting mark on history. Although most of these wonders have vanished, their stories continue to inspire and captivate people around the world. They remind us of the incredible achievements of ancient civilizations and the enduring power of human imagination.